wanted to read you guys this quote that Kobe said in November. He said, "Being a father is the thing I'm most proud of in this world. It's my greatest accomplishment. I've learned so much, but perhaps the most profound thing, has been the fierce, unconditional love that you have for your children when you become a parent." I'm blessed to have had that experience 4 times now. Oh, Javi, I'm sorry about that.
It's an emotional time, and all of us think of it in so many different ways. Let's talk for a moment about his relationship with Gianna, whom we saw there, and that clip that it was just a month ago at a Brooklyn Nets game where he was sitting next to her. I'm sure we have that, and we'll get it for you here. That went viral yesterday, and I think that really impacted so many people as we watched it yesterday because it's such a human moment. There he is. He's both a father and a basketball teacher in that moment. His daughter wanted, as you heard him say on Jimmy Kimmel, to follow in his footsteps, and there is a humanity. Sometimes guys who are superstar athletes, they feel immortal, and someone like Kobe seemed both immortal and invincible, and in moments like those, you see the humanity. And I think it is that which strikes you on a day like this more than anything else.
Because as an athlete, you normally don't get to determine your ending, even if you're a great player like Kobe Bryant. And I know as fans and people that follow the game, you feel like that means winning the championship, then retiring. But it also means scoring 60 points, going to hug your wife, going to be with your daughters, and then, quote unquote, riding off into the sunset. Not watching games, not following games, and then all of a sudden your daughter falls in love with the game. It's like, okay, let's go to the gym in the house. Let's go to the NBA games. It unlocked a different part of their relationship and a part of him that now all of a sudden he became a fan of the game again. And to see that unbridled joy they had sharing these moments together is really heartbreaking.
And I think it's poignant as well because there's another layer to the story, right? The Kobe Bryant family story. The story with his parents, Joe and Pam, from whom he became estranged after they were going to sell his memorabilia. You know, he was always at his father's side growing up overseas, in Philadelphia, and then to see that relationship disintegrate must have been incredibly painful. So to be estranged from his parents and from his sisters, when he retired, he wrote a letter to his 17-year-old self. I think it was on the Players Tribune, basically saying, if I could do one thing differently, I would not give so much to my parents and to my siblings because it made them reliant on me in a way that was unhealthy for the whole family. And so you could see him building his own nuclear family in a way that must have meant something different because of the context of his relationship with his nuclear family, his parents and his siblings.
Nothing can prepare you to leap into fame. I don't care what anybody says. It's not like people grow up with a blueprint. This is how it is to be famous and have a lot of money and have a lot of attention. You're dealing with a lot of things on the fly. I will say this, my wife always challenges me, Jay, you gotta start thinking about what are hobbies you're gonna do with Amelia so you guys can spend time together. And things that she likes to do that when she gets older, when she starts running around doing all these different things, you can always revert back to that hobby and spend time. Can't imagine what it was like, and Jay Rose, you said it perfectly, spending those moments with your daughter who falls in love with a game that you're deemed to be one of the greatest to ever play, but doesn't care and have that same type of mentality. That must have been such an incredible experience bonding with her like that.
She restored his love for the game. Nobody looking at Kobe Bryant would ever think that he stopped loving the game of basketball, and I'm not trying to say that in a literal sense. But what I'm trying to remind everybody of is that he was plotting and planning a future beyond basketball. The latter part of his years with the Los Angeles Lakers were not the greatest. The level of success that they had enjoyed previously over the last few years, that didn't come to be. We brought up his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel when he was talking about his daughter. What about the appearance on Jimmy Kimmel when they had suffered through some lengthy, long losing streak? He was injured, he was out, but there were guys, and I'm not trying to mention anybody's name because this is not appropriate for that, but they were on the court celebrating because they had won one game after losing like 15 or 16 straight along those lines. And the audience was laughing, and Jimmy Kimmel was laughing, and Kobe Bryant just looked blanketly and just stared and just put his head down, didn't say anything to let him know this is not acceptable. So when he walked away, because he wasn't enjoying what the Lakers were, and had walked away from the game, he was hell-bent on not coming to any Lakers game, not doing anything. But then here comes LeBron. And in the process of LeBron coming to L.A., his daughter, obviously before that, her love for the game of basketball, all of a sudden you want to go see the Lakers. You want to go see basketball. You want to go talk about these things because he was perfectly content in moving on and not even showing up to the Los Angeles Lakers. But magic had arrived. His guy, Rob Pelinka, your guy as well, the general manager for the Los Angeles Lakers, his longtime agent, somebody he trusts tremendously and believed in. I interviewed Kobe Bryant the day Rob Pelinka was named the GM, and Kobe said this man is going to be special for this organization, and he trusted him and he believed him, and obviously all of that combined with Gianna and her love for the game of basketball, it served to restore his fervor and his interest in the game because he had lost a little bit of it watching the Los Angeles Lakers at one time.
I want to show you a live picture of the scene outside the Staples Center right now. So it is 6:40 in the morning Pacific time, and people are starting to gather. Again, crowds gathering there as they will remember Kobe Bryant all of this day. Again, the Lakers' next game will be a home game tomorrow night against the Clippers.